All right, okay, let's get started. Hey, welcome back. It's good to see you again. My name is Ryan Selvy. I am your host for the next 2 hours. We're going to bring in Zach in just a little bit, but if this is your first time viewing, welcome to the show. This is Offset, the show that we have when Adobe Live goes on vacation, and they give me the reins, and I get to bring people on and ask them about their work and their process and what inspires them, and talk about a bunch of other really cool stuff. And it's great to have you here. We are streaming at the same time to both YouTube and to Behance. If you're over on YouTube, though, the real cool place to be is Behance. So make sure you hop on over to Behance. Wade is our wonderful moderator for today, and he will post the link for you to hop over to Behance in the event that you're over there and you're feeling lonely because all the good chat is happening over on Behance. A big hello to everybody that's already in the chat. Hello to Oliver and Wade, Jennifer, Arshad, Steve, John, Malroy, Gareth. A lot of you hopped over from previous shows earlier today, and I thank you for that. Hopefully you guys had some fun in the little in-between between our last show, which we just had with Ram Rise, who is the creator of Overset Text, and we went all through graphic design and poster design. He did a 365-day challenge where he made a poster every day. We learned a lot. We talked about journalism and political impact with design, and it was a really good time, and I learned a lot, and it was also cool because, yeah, I just like his work, and I get to talk to him. Today, right now, coming up, we have my old roommate, which is always fun to be able to swing into things, but he's an extremely talented video editor. He currently lives down south, which is unfortunate, not because of commentary on the South, but just because he's far away from me. And he has worked on major motion pictures. He has worked on real estate videos. He has worked on passion projects. He has worked on indie films. It's really cool to know the swath of work that he has and the reach that he can do, and he's really flexible. He'll be walking us through some Premiere stuff, and we'll be making a creation with you guys based off of what you say in the chat. So hopefully chat stays nice and active. Your questions, your comments, your suggestions all help us greatly. So if you're feeling shy, that's okay, but I would love to see you and love to talk to you. I like to bring up the questions, put them along the bottom as well. So if you want some kudos at the bottom with your name on the replay, now's your chance. I'll be keeping an eye on it throughout the stream, though. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here and watching this, even though it's not live. You can catch the replay on both YouTube and Behance. And yeah, let's just have a great time today. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in Zach. So welcome.
Yeah,
welcome
just hop over to camera two. Camera two.
No, Zach, you're live. Zach, you're on.
Oh, we're doing this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're doing this. Oh.
Switch to the wide, and then if anything happens, like if he throws up or anything, just go to camera one, okay?
Wait, who's throwing up? Who's throwing up?
I can't. It's an NDA. I can't talk about it.
Coming live from your very static studio where nothing is happening on the cameras behind you.
Yeah. I asked them to freeze it up.
To not add
just
visual
give me
noise.
this section. Yeah.
That's smart.
Very professional.
Thank you for joining us. The edge. It's good to have you.
Screen.
But no, it's good to have you. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Thanks for having me on. I'm always happy to come and do this. This is such a blast, and
we had you on last time for our last takeover, and we talked a lot about a lot of your older projects. We also talked about creating something, and we were working on something throughout the time. And we're gonna try to kind of do that again today. So
I love it.
I guess we should probably, before we get into anything else, we should probably kind of identify and get some suggestions from the chat. So do you have an idea of kind of what we're looking for today?
Well, let's start off with I think what we did last time was we picked a very specific television show to parody. Mm-hmm. So if we could get like a specific television show and then like a twist on that show, that would be a great place to start off with.
Well, what have you been watching lately?
The things that I have been watching lately, I'm watching The Boys right now. I watched Obi-Wan, and I think I mentioned this was probably between our last offset. Winning Time. That's an amazing.
Oh, I've never heard of that one before.
Winning Time is an HBO show about the Lakers Showtime basketball, which I'm not really big into sports. I don't know a lot of this stuff. I only come to it from the entertainment value, but like apparently Showtime is the style of basketball that's like prominent in what's like now like the current NBA style of basketball. But at the time it had not been done before. And it started with the Magic Johnson, Lakers or whatever. Anyways, that's not why the show is good. The show is good is because of the editing. No, it's because because the editing, kind of like what we're going to be talking about later with Everything Everywhere All at Once, the editing is at the forefront of the narrative, where you're watching a scene and like the frame rate will switch or the type of camera will change or it'll cut between two different scenes that aren't happening in the same time or space. And it's just that kind of really like free and artistic, but like still linear narrative storytelling. It's cool. I'm happy where we're headed.
And what did you say it was called?
Winning Time.
Winning Time. What's that on?
That's on HBO.
Oh, okay.
John C. Reilly and Sally
We already
Fields.
have a suggestion from Malroy about making a intro that's kind of like Schitt's Creek.
Okay. I like that.
So that's kind of like the new sitcom. I was watching show to also make an intro of could be something that's like Get Smart. I think that's also a classic.
Oh yeah, that is fun.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah, we could do I love the idea of doing like a classic one that already exists.
Yeah. I said what did I say? Malroy? It's Mallory. I don't know why I keep saying Malroy, but tomato, except tomato, potato. So those are both great suggestions. Jennifer also agrees that Schitt's Creek is good. I'm down for it. I mean, we can watch either of those intros as well, and kind of get an idea of what those look like, and then see if there's something that we can actually build off of. I'm trying to think of what even Schitt's Creek intro looks like.
Yeah.
Also, Gareth is saying Loki, which I have heard is a phenomenal show, and I have not watched it yet. I've just gotten so far behind on my Marvels.
All my Marvels. I've lost all my Marvels.
I've lost all my Marvels. So I don't know. I mean, it's.
I actually started watching. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the Disney Plus shows in general because I just don't think they've got their structure down quite yet. But the I mean, I like aspects of them, but but I am watching Miss Marvel right now. I started watching that.
Okay.
It's pretty good so far, but they've all been pretty good to start with. So I'm just like, okay, let's just see if this is a cohesive story all the way through.
Yeah.
Open.
Does Schitt's Creek even they do have one, right? Do they have an intro?
I think so.
I'm trying to think. I've watched so much of it, and I can't think of what it. I know what the logo type is, but let's see. Opening.
Yeah, here's a bunch of reimagined credits.
Yeah, there's ones that are reimagined, but I don't think. Do they even have one? They might not have one.
I thought it was where you see like bits of the town, but
no, it's not. I mean, people on YouTube don't care about it, if anything, or they are just really strong about their ability to do cease and desist for any sort of thing. So we might need to do Get Smart then. Yeah, because I'm not seeing it.
Is Schitt's Creek on Netflix?
It's a Netflix show, yeah.
If I go to the first episode, can I just watch and see?
All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna pull up the Get Smart.
I don't think it does have an opening. It looks like it just goes right into the episode.
Goes right in. What a bold move.
What a bold comedy.
Also, Como and Miha Films. It's great to see you over on YouTube. Make sure you hop on over to behance.net/Adobe Live to join the chat. That way we can get some suggestions from you, and we can make sure that we can implement your feedback into the work that we're going to be working on.
The Loki definitely has an opener, right? That's all like.
I haven't seen any of Loki, so I can't even tell you.
Oh yeah, well, this is something that you would have to like make pretty much, but it's a great opener. It's just like Loki with a bunch of different fonts, kind of like interchangeable.
Right. Now, Get Smart's the one where they open up the doors, right? He just keeps walking through doors over and over and over again.
Yeah, that would also be hard to recreate. These are good.
They're iconic. I mean, some of them are iconic.
They're iconic.
The Greek one doesn't necessarily have the doesn't even have something to go off of, which is a bummer. Jennifer,
I wonder.
Mallory is a moderator in the Large Shits Creek group. No opening, so
let's look to see if they've
got
like,
baby.
The same guy walking through doors in Adobe stock. Guy walks through doors. We could do something.
We'll be pulling things from Adobe stock to help build this intro that we have. I can also give you some suggestions of my own that I can think of. I mean, obviously, The Office is an easy one,
right?
Because that's like mockumentary style. We could always do.
Yeah, I also like. I don't know. We could do like a. Actually, there is some. We might be able to do something with Get Smart.
Hello, Shashwat. Good to see you. Cone of Silence from the Get Smart. That's funny. You know, the one that they redid with what's his name? Not Michael Scott. What is his name? I feel so bad. What's his name? Steve Carell. Wow, shame on me.
Michael Scott. Yeah, Michael Scott.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's I couldn't think of the name of Michael Scott, which is crazy. So I guess while also we're waiting for some more suggestions to come in and we kind of figure out what show we're going to do, it would be a really great time for you to introduce yourself and kind of talk about your background, who you are, what you do, and yeah, you name it.
Hi, I'm Zack Bromberg. I am a video and film editor. I've been doing it for about 9 years now, going on 10. And I've done, as kind of Ryan said in the intro, I've done film and independent. And when I was in New York, I did a lot of like real estate stuff or like small business videos. Those were things that I like would produce all myself. But then on a more professional level, recently I've been doing commercial work, and right now my career is, for the past like 3 months in the future, foreseeable future, I'm doing a lot of reality television, which is a new world for me. And it's pretty exciting.
And I mean, that has its own rules and its own, language that kind of works within editing and how you pace a episode and
talk about a story that's built in editing, right? I mean, it's cool. It's like it's a lot of fun to kind of build these stories like structurally, almost, from nothing. I mean, there's stuff there, but there's no script. You're making the script from the content, not the other way around. So that's kind of fun for sure.
Oh, we could always do The Sopranos. I feel like that's a good one.
Oh yeah,
and he's like driving around the city. I know we kind of did Succession last time.
No, we didn't do Succession last. Succession would be good.
What did we do instead of Succession? It was something similar because
we did Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey, that was a good one.
Succession would be good. What was the one you just said?
Sopranos. Of course, there's always Buffy the Vampire Slayer because your wife loves that.
That would be fun. I would love to do something like that. Also,
Parks and Rec would be crazy because that would be a lot of masking and moving around. What does Nathan For You look like? That's what Jennifer's saying in the chat.
I was also thinking another good one that's like a lot of Better Call Saul, like that.
Breaking Bad is one that takes 5 seconds. It's like the like periodic table and then like some like whooshy chemical stuff behind it. Steve says Archer, but I would love to see us be able to animate that and make that happen in 2 hours. I'd be paid way higher than anything that you could imagine. But no, Archer's great. Great show. I've never watched it all the way through, but I have watched a decent amount.
Any of these TV shows that start with like just like where you see stuff from the city and stuff.
Yeah.
What about The Wire? Does that have a? Yeah, The Wire.
The Wire is a good one.
The Wire's great.
Yeah, and some just Baltimore love, which is where I went to school, and also I grew up not too far out of it. So So gotta love Wire. They have a new Baltimore show also that's on HBO, and like 10 minutes into the show, it cuts to my hometown, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be my hometown, and it's like they're recouping after like an overdose, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, never mind. Maybe didn't want that to be my hometown.
Hey, it's recouping though. It's recouping.
I guess.
It's recovery. Oh, Deadwood is a good opener too for a Western.
All right, so what do we want to land on then? Out of the ones that we had kind of mentioned, how does the chat feel about any sort of Fargo? I don't know what the Fargo intro look like. Because I guess it's also a lot of it's also with your guys' favorites intro. What does it look like? Why is it your favorite? I mean, some of them are intense. I mean, obviously, like Game of Thrones and stuff is very iconic, and now a lot of people copy Game of Thrones. And I'm just like, okay, this is just essentially the Game of Thrones intro, but it's not a map. It's something else unfolding. So it's cool to see how those always kind of shape and change TV directly or indirectly, and just how we kind of expect things to look. And then there's things like Schitt's Creek that just decide not to have an intro at all. So I don't know what to.
Canadians, exactly.
I always forget that it was originally like a Canadian show that did not do incredibly well at the beginning.
Yeah, it was on Acorn or whatever it is, whatever there.
And it almost got canceled several times, but so did Breaking Bad. So I mean, I don't know.
That's the thing. Anytime I see like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or 100% review, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's ruffling enough feathers to be truly great. If everyone likes it, I don't know if there's anything worth merit here.
Gilligan's Island is a great suggestion.
I love the idea of doing a classic opening like that.
Because they did like black and white, right?
On their opening
Grubhub ad that I have to get through real quick. Yeah, with the intro. So I'll share my screen real quick. Here we go.
That is just like a bunch of people smiling on a blue screen with in front of one image of a crashed boat, and they're kind of changing.
What is that from? That's from later seasons, or is this just actually from the intro from?
I think that's the intro from Gilligan's Island.
Oh man.
I guess
I used to watch that on Nick at Night all the time.
Oh, there is a black and white with the ship going out, and then
Gilligan's Island season 2. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, they've got like a ship. They're talking. They're all happy. I guess maybe season 1 was in black and white.
Yeah, season 1 is black and white.
Just because they're like, whoa, season 2, bigger budget, chroma color. So it's gonna zoom in. And then we have some people with the things. Oh, I remember this. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. What a time. What a time.
What a time. Oh, if I could go back. It was perfect for everybody.
If I could go back. We've got North by Northwest is an opening designed by Saul Bass, which is a famous one. We talked about Saul actually yesterday on our show. And then we got Prisoner and I Dream a Genie. Are any of these sticking out to you, Zach?
I could do any. I mean, they all sound good. I don't know. What's I Dream a Genie? It's a cartoon. I thought. It's like
is it a cartoon? I think it is a cartoon.
Like
yeah,
she's in a genie bottle.
She's in a little thing and she bops around.
I mean, out of the ones that we've talked about, like the ones that seem like super doable. I mean, Gilligan's Island. I don't think is undoable. We'll probably find some stock photos of people and put a circle on them or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was what are the other ones that we mentioned that were strong?
Get Smart, Gilligan's Island, Prisoner, I Dream a Genie.
The Wire is one that's super doable. The
Wire, Sopranos,
I think is super doable, right?
I feel bad though because those are two that I said though, and I don't feel like we're.
What have we gotten from? I can't see the chat, so.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I guess I could go on the Behance.
There you go. Anyway, Schitt's Creek, Get Smart. Callum, which I've never heard of. Minions just redid The Office. I did see that. I saw the Minions redo that. Nathan For You, Archer. Archer's a hard one. Fargo.
Have we looked at Nathan For You? Nathan For You we haven't looked at.
Nathan For You intro. Opening title. It's like him talking, I guess. Oh, and he has like he kind of talks through it. Oh, this one's totally doable. Check this out. Let's see. It's kind of got like a 60 Minutes vibe to it, with him talking over top of it and dramatic pans before and afters. I feel like that could be fun. Like we could do something with that.
Yeah, just a color correction.
The color correction.
I mean, sure. That one we could do.
Let's do that.
You want to do Nathan for you?
I gotta see. I saw it pop up. I need to make sure that we give proper. Jennifer Ringoff was one that said Nathan for you.
Awesome.
So you have that. Making sure you get your banner, your 10 minutes of fame on Adobe Live.
All right. Should we start pulling stock for that? You want to go through?
Yeah, sure.
And why don't you tell me shot by shot what I'm looking for here, and I'll start pulling things.
All right, cool. You want to share your screen?
Sure.
And then we can start popping through some of that Adobe stock, baby.
Yeah. Show the people what they want.
Steve says, if only Zach had a second monitor. Can't you see he has 20 behind him? He has plenty of monitors.
I do have a second monitor. I'm picking the monitor that I want to use right now.
Which one's your favorite?
It's going to be the one that you guys are already on, but I'm going to flip you over here. So I apologize for my eye line. It's going to be...
Can't even see me? Oh, you're fine. My eye line's all over the place. I like look over here, and then I like look over here. Then I'm like, oh, I need to look at the lens. Right. The lens is hard to look at because there's like it's just a black void. I feel like my eyes like separate.
See, now I'm looking. See, you're seeing all this side all the time. All right, let me get this stock.
Luckily, you have a good profile, so you're good.
All righty. Okay, what's the first shot? What are we getting?
All right, so the first shot is him talking to a business owner.
Man talks. What kind of business owner? Just.
I'll show you. I'll flip it to my screen as well. So the very first one is him talking. It's like over the shoulder. And he has a voiceover on top of it that talks about how he's helping people. Then we have the intro of him walking towards the camera. So those are our first two ones. I guess just like a helpful mockumentary kind of style thing. Wade says eyeline. What is that? What is the eyeline? You're talking shop.
Oh, eyeline. Eyeline is okay. Eyeline is literally where my eyes are looking in accordance to the camera. And when you're shooting, you want to make sure. Actually, we're going to talk about the 180-degree rule a little bit, and that's all about matching eyeline. But you just want to make sure that if you're shooting a scene with two people and you're cutting back and forth between them, that their eye lines match to look like they're looking at each other. So if I'm on the left side of the frame, it's better if it looks like I'm looking on the right side of the frame. And if I'm on the right side of the frame, it's better than looking on the left side of the frame. Then when you combine those two shots, they should line up as long as your levels are right, which actually we're going to talk about a couple times because when we get into the Daniels, that also will come up. But
stay tuned for that because we're not there yet.
Okay, let's see. This isn't working. Oh, maybe if I type in over the shoulder, because that's an over the shoulder shot.
It's an over the shoulder shot of a business owner or of someone of sort. I guess it doesn't always necessarily have to help a business owner. Sometimes, I mean, I guess it's normally business, but let's see. Can you do me a favor? Can you maximize your screen?
This one?
Yeah. Just so we can get a good look of everything. Oh, we're getting lots of over the shoulder green screens.
Yeah, a lot of over the shoulder green screen stuff. All useful stuff. Adobe stock, loving it. But not for today. 100
for some reason says that the 180-degree rule is controversial these days.
Oh, I want to hear that, Wade. Why?
Yeah, why, Wade? Why do you say that the 180-degree is controversial? I have not heard that.
What's the controversy behind it?
Everyone just want to do 360 shots at any given moment. Just spins around and around and around.
This one's pretty close. This is kind of where I went ahead here a little bit. We're almost there. If she was cut off more, we can
always zoom into her though.
We could. We have freedom.
Because the thing is, then we're just kind of like dictating as to who our
this is good.
Our person's gonna be.
I'm gonna download this guy here. We're just gonna do this in HD and make it simple. All right. for stream.
Make it happen.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
But so how long have you been working in the new field of reality TV? How do you like it?
I've been doing that for 3 months now.
Are you allowed to say what you're working on, or is that under
I'm
NDA?
not allowed to say what I'm working on.
Is it the Real Housewives of Georgia?
You nailed it.
I nailed it. See, I knew it. Zach has always said he's always wanted to work on that. So I just imagine that he moved down there just for that opportunity. I think there already is a Real Housewives of Georgia.
There is. Real Housewives of Atlanta is huge.
Huge. Oh, look, he's
huge.
Talking it up because he's working on it.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a little intro actually for a segment that was gonna be like, "Don't break your NDA, but tell me what you're working on."
Oh, I love that.
That'll have to be week 3 because you're like the second or third guest that has been unable to talk to me because
it sucks. I mean, I can talk about what I do on the show,
right? But
and I'm happy to do that.
To what it is.
Yeah, I'm an assistant editor for that, and I worked on both sides of that one. I worked in production. Oh, this is good. This is perfect, right? This guy talking to the construction worker.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And so our protagonist is, I guess, what we have there. We just have like a white male.
Yeah, with glasses.
Glasses on, I guess. Yeah. So
we could
white
even
guy with glasses.
This could pass for someone else too. So
yeah.
Also, let's get this one as a backup here because that one also works. All right. Cool. Okay, so I think we've got enough over the shoulders. What's the next shot?
We're gonna need a dramatic shot of walking towards the camera, and then we'll probably just add a Gaussian blur.
Right.
And then we can do a few quick cuts of it, or just something where it's like the dramatic 60 minutes kind of vibe.
Yeah,
as it works in.
Yeah, this is a lot of good. Ooh, look at this guy.
Which one are we looking at? Oh yeah, okay. He kind of feels like a reporter or someone that's helpful.
Yeah, I wish he had glasses. Let's see what else we got. Oh, let's see if, does this have a group? Okay, here's one of the features of Adobe stock to talk about. Let's say you like an image and you're like, does this have a matching series? You can click on it and see more and see what goes along with it. Now that doesn't help us. We don't want that, but
we at least still have the same guy, the same shirt with a laptop that we can use from, additional shots if that's something that's called for.
Right. I think this guy is pretty cool. I might just save this one just to has it.
Wade's talking about the changing industry and the fact that it's not controversial, but people are just not following the rule and expecting the audience to catch up. He says more prominent in sports, but they used to have a lower third that would say reverse angle or something, and that's no longer a thing. I don't even remember the reverse angle call out, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and I think it's because the audience doesn't. It kind of goes with what we were talking about before, where we're moving away from this type of editing that we've had for most of filmmaking in the West, which is everything has to look seamless. It has to look natural. You're not supposed to be thinking about the editing. But now we're moving to this place where we break things like the 180-degree rule, hopefully with intent, not like it's just a mistake, but hopefully
not from
with
laziness
intent,
or ignorance.
right?
Yeah.
Where it becomes this thing of like, it makes me feel, I feel a certain way about this,
Right.
Oh, what about these guys? What about the silhouette? This even keeps it even more like.
Oh, and it feels dangerous. Sorry, is it funny how like looming, just like changing of lighting can be? Where like if this was a fully lit thing, it could have a completely different feel.
Yeah,
but
it goes with
like
that 60 minutes type deal.
100%.
It's not. I'm gonna look at a couple more pages just in case we find something better. Should I type in man walking towards camera?
Yeah, I feel like that would work. You can probably even do it right on the nose and see what happens if you're just like white man with glasses walking towards camera. A lot of times the metadata on Adobe on Adobe stock is pretty good.
All right, let's try. Let's push it to the limit.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it's a little too specific and they're like, what
so many white men with glasses. All right,
there's one of him walking with somebody second from the right in the top row. That might be of some use. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, it's not necessarily. We could even do it where it's not just necessarily one person.
Yeah, we can cheat it. This could be Nathan's for you.
Nathan. They're both named Nathan. Both him and her. Both named Nathan.
Mm-hmm. Natalia and Nathan for you.
It would give us more flexibility with some future shots if we needed to switch between the two.
Oh my God, look at this. Look at this awesome shot. I wish we were doing something in this style. This PI.
Oh yeah, that's like a noir sort of vibe. That would be a fun one to do for week 3 when we bring you back for a third time.
Absolutely. If we can finish one of these one time, would be great.
Well, I mean, we still got an hour and a half. So we're doing pretty good.
We're not starting with 15 minutes left, so that's good.
No, for sure. I would say in oh wow, we got every country on that
just representing.
We got everybody.
Look at all these white dudes with flags.
They have so many that it's actually becoming offensive if they don't have one flag. Like before it was like, oh, you can't have every flag, but now they have every flag.
Like multiples as well. Like I am a French Israel. I am a French Irish person.
Yeah, because it's got 2 of them. It's not even just a single one.
I need to skip ahead here.
We need to get out of here. We need to switch between that. How far did you jump?
No, not far enough. Not far enough. 25. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Still in it.
But there's still some. It's just kind of like broken up a little bit
more.
Look
at this guy with a gun. That's intense.
Rick is saying that use Midjourney and get it rendered by AI, which I have not heard of Midjourney before. Have you heard of Midjourney?
What is that?
I'm gonna look it up while you're looking for more stuff.
I'm gonna remove white man. I'm just gonna man walking towards camera. Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. Oh, okay. Flag. So Midjourney is the AI art that's been going around on Twitter for a lot. And it's crazy things where you type it in and it's like slightly off, but it's strange. And I'm interested to see how that technology develops because right now you can see that it's like uncannily on the nose where you can be like SpongeBob robbing a liquor store through security camera and it'll like pop up, but it still looks like distorted enough that you can tell that a human didn't make it. But I mean, that's still just the very beginnings of it, and it would be crazy to see what it looks like in 10
love that
years.
Stuff. Oh my God, I love playing around with that and just seeing what it creates. Okay, this is one I like. I want to see if there's anything else here. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Good stuff. Good stuff we've got here. Right. And then next up, we need a graduation photo of sorts.
Okay, a graduation photo. So let's go to photo. Let's look at this. Look at this. Grad photo,
and we can even add some some keyframes and panning on it so that we can actually make it feel like a motion shot even when it's not.
Yes. So
the way that they have the motion shot is the grad shot is it looks like a professional one that you get like for your mom, like a graduation portrait, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I feel like any of these could work easily just because they're really just talking about his expertise and being a graduate,
Graduation white man.
Graduation white man.
This isn't bad.
Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like we could work with that just in the sake of time. I feel like that's close enough.
Yeah.
He also has an academic transcript where it's just showing that he has passing in 2005. He got a wait a second. This is funny. There's like absurd it is. He's got a B in strategic management, an A- in venture marketing, a B in venture plan, C+ in acquiring expert ventures, and then a B+ in portfolio practicum, which I don't even know what that's about.
Okay. Here we go. Here's this definitely I think is going to be fun.
Oh, that's totally great enough. That's good. It'd be funny to have that one with the apple and everything.
That's good stuff. Also, like just this might be kind of funny.
I'm down for any of it, honestly.
Oh, let's
next we have a spinning shot of Nathan. Once again, kind of a 60 minutes vibe.
Okay, hero. That's a hero shot.
That's what you call a hero shot.
White male hero shot. Let's get
Also, how was it? You said that you worked on both sides of this production,
Yeah.
where you said that you were there for the production and also editing. Do you feel like that puts you at more of an advantage, or do you feel like you kind of overthink and you get caught up in the details when you kind of know the shots that could have happened that you don't have?
It puts me at advantage for the role that I'm in.
Okay.
Sorry. This might work. It puts me in advantage because like I can connect the dots between like, for example, I saved them hours and hours of work because they were like, we need a B-roll of all this stuff. And I was like, I pulled that every night and you got it. And they wouldn't have known if I wasn't in the post-production job. They just would have redone it themselves.
Right.
So there is stuff like that. But at the same time, if I was the producer or the main editor and I'm trying to focus on story, it could be hinder. It could be, it could hinder in a way. Like having a new perspective is definitely a positive,
Absolutely. It's just interesting to kind of have that juggle and like know that sometimes you have to show up and you don't necessarily have a firm grasp on the full project and you kind of have to learn as you go. Whereas if you're there on production, like you were there for production. So and
they're very different types of fields. Like production's so stressful because you're doing like DIT, you're bringing in like the footage and stuff and you're organizing in a certain way and then you're backing it up, and if like anything fails, it's like, oh, I hope that only one fails, just like either the backup or the main thing and not both at the same time, because then we don't have it. And that is stressful, like a level of stress that I was not a fan of. And then you don't get to do a lot of the creation of the story in that. It's just about making sure that everything is there and it's accessible. And with reality television, you're dealing with a lot of multicams.
Right.
So it becomes a lot of like grouping and multicamming and making sure everything's in sync.
Which I will plug currently right here. Premiere does have support for multicams, and with proxies, it makes it a lot easier. We'll go over proxies in just a little bit, but that is something that I can plug good old Premiere for. Which I have personally not used though too, because I've never been on a multicam production. I've just glazed through it in tutorials where they've been like, "This is so useful," and I'm like, "Well, maybe one day."
Premiere's multicamming is great. I mean, it's very intuitive, and it can if you're doing things with proper time code, it'll just click into place. And even if you're not doing things with proper time code, there is a chance if your camera audio is good enough that you can just sync, with waveforms and multicam with waveforms. Usually takes a little bit of tweaking, but it'll get you pretty far, which is pretty
it'll at least get you a head start as opposed to just kind of going in blind,
Yeah. But, I think we've got some good like low angle stuff here for now.
Oh, there's that. Wait, go back up real quick. There we go, in the middle of your screen right there. They got the beard. No, the bottom, down to the right, up. Nope.
Him
right there.
Oh yeah,
this guy. Pretty
that's
close.
Good. That is good stuff. And his hair's wafting in the wind. Let's see more. I want to see more of you.
More hair? That's rude.
This is our hero.
Just kidding. This is our Nathan for you.
This is our Nathan for you. Oh my God, this guy's great. I love him. Let's get that. Let's get this one. Yeah, he's on the phone. He's happy about it.
Does he have anyone of him shaking hands? Oh, we also have an over the shoulder right there.
Yes, he shakes her hand. Isn't that amazing?
Her hand, yeah, that's a great one. And then also the top right, second from the right, it looks like that could even be our first shot right there.
Yep, I think we found our dude for sure. I think I should just download like all of this really, because he's just our golden boy.
Yeah, so we have him shaking hands, and
this actor got paid like $50 to do this, and now he's going to be the star of our TV show.
The star of our TV show.
Cool. All right, cool. I think I think all this stuff is good.
Now we can really have fun though, because we don't necessarily have to stick to the idea of like these shoes. Obviously, it's just a rearrangement of the shoes, which I feel like we could probably find within stock, and then also They changed the name from bread and buns to bread and buns, but honestly, the most of it I feel like is just
Is the color
change.
correction, right? Yeah.
All
right. So what's the next? It's the pile of shoes. Is that a photo?
He does like a shot of like a shoe store.
All right, let's see shoe store. We don't have to do shoe store. We could do any kind of store. Yeah,
we do anything.
Who we got?
It's just an improvement.
This is definitely going to be one where we want like the groups. So this is one shoe store. This is more of like a thrift shop
store or something.
That's not going to work.
We could even do like a cupcake store or something.
Yeah, do you want to do that? You want to go a different round?
I mean, I'm fine with whatever, you know. We don't want to be.
Why don't we get a suggestion? Why don't we get a suggestion?
Jennifer, are you still here? Wade, Rick, Sean, do you guys have any ideas of any businesses you would like to see in our Nathan for you? Or are we calling it Nathan for you? What are we calling? What's his name? We also need suggestions as to what his name would be. We could just name it off of somebody who's already in the chat. We could do Sean for you.
I like that.
Steve for you.
Or Sean
Gareth for you.
Sean for Steve.
Sean for Steve.
It's not for you. It's
not for you. It's only for Steve.
Sean for me.
Sean for me. Sean for you. And Sean for me.
Oh yeah, let's do a rent. Let's just drop this and just do rent.
We'll just do rent. Oh, dude, those were great. Those were great.
You like those
shots that just no, the one that you just had back up. What it was, with like these different ones. I mean, that's more or less very similar to kind of what they had going on. You could also just do pile of shoes.
That's what I was thinking. Pile of shoes might be good.
Change it to the one of them all lined up.
Pile of shoes.
Steve says we're greedy. You're greedy, Steve.
We're greedy.
Notes from the Adobe moderators. Please don't harass the chat, Ryan. Please be nice to the chat. The chat needs to be nice to me first.
Oh, the chat likes it. I'm pretty sure the chat is into being like kind of scolded a little bit. Don't
more on that later.
Hey, moderator, don't kink shame, okay?
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get kicked off. All right, cool. That works. We got a pile of shoes, and I got this one right.
So then that's the one where it has a switch of just the color change directly after that, where it goes from bread and buns to bread and buns.
Storefront.
And then that's pretty much it. We have a cross arm of Nathan and then an intro of the title sequence. But then we're pretty good after that. So
let's find a cool storefront. It could just be yes, we're open, and then like the color shifts.
Yeah. Or like a now we're closed to, and then yes, we're open.
Oh, that's
color
good.
Shift. Oh, wait, saying donut shop, bowling alley. Oh, we could do.
I like that. Bowling alley is what I like out of those.
Bowling alley. Okay, so you want to hear my my disturbing revelation is that I have not been back to a bowling alley since COVID, and one of the reasons that really grosses me out is the idea that you have the bowling ball. I talk about this all the time. People get upset with me with this, but you have the bowling ball, and they have all those holes that people stick their little grody, gross little fingers and pick their nose and put it back in. And then everyone uses the same bowling balls, then get cycled around the entire thing. Then everyone walks right over from the concessions of the bowling ball, where they were just bowling, having a great time with their friends, and they get pizza, they get French fries, and no one washes their hands, and they take those grody little fingers, and then they eat the food. So, like, you might as well just take your pizza or your chicken tenders and just dip it into the hole of the bowling ball. And I'm
like watching people bowl as you say this. It's
but that's just the germaphobe in me. But yeah, no, put your honey mustard in the hole
by the way, this is perfect for what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so we've
got a sidebar for you, but that's for you, Wade. Just for you.
Is that everything?
Yeah. So basically, after that, it just switches over to him. So they have the color change as we were talking about. We have a thumbs up from the guy.
We got to get a thumbs up.
You got to get a thumbs up.
We have to.
What about the rental shoes? I mean, unless you're eating your food out of the rental shoes, Steve.
These rental shoes are sprayed with,
Spray. Yeah, I mean, at least they spray those with disinfectants. I don't see them ever going into the holes of the bowling balls and fixing the bowling balls. Jennifer washes her hands, but not everybody else does. Just saying. Annika says, thanks for ruining bowling for me forever. Ryan. Also, hi, Annika. Great to see you. Annika's another great streamer.
Get your own bowling balls if you want to bowl. That's what Ryan's saying. Invest in your own ball.
Yes, invest in your own materials and your own bowling balls.
I started climbing again. I bought shoes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's how deep I'm into it.
You're into it.
Yeah. It's been good. All right. So we need a city backdrop, right?
And yeah, we can do a city backdrop if we want to. It says that's why you get your own ball, shoes, and bowl in an abandoned alley with old empties and pins. Problem solved. Yeah, just have like the White House bowling alley in your own house. It's all on you.
Okay, we're gonna get to this stuff later. I'm just gonna use this project, keep it all in one place. Okay. Forgive my bad organization.
Oh man, I should put that on blast. Actually, I was covering it up, and now we can see it.
Ugh. It's all going into old. Ugh.
Label your layers.
Ugh.
Make it happen, everybody.
Such good advice. All right, let's go away. We don't need to see you anymore. All right. So new bin.
We are about 50 minutes into the show.
Oh my God, we're wasting time. What's it going to be called?
We're having a good time. What's it going to be called? I mean, we could call it anything. We could call it Steve for you. We could call it Wade for you.
What was it? Sean for me.
Sean for me, if you want to do Sean for me. Although, is there a Sean even? Wait, where is Sean? SHAWN.
Ooh, I spell. Grotesque.
Grotesque. Don't get it wrong.
SH.
And so while you kind of start getting your organization together, I think that would be a perfect time to take a quick little break and do some monkey paws. All right. So with monkey paws, it is a wonderful thing that we've learned through Anna Davis Court's streams. We do it every single episode of Offset. It's a great way to go ahead and make sure you're taking care of your arms and your wrists, especially since they are the ones that are behind all the magic and the movie magic that we're making when we're doing all of the editing for these intros. Basically, we're going to just do these 4 little exercises real quick. I'm going to either give Zach the opportunity to even do it with us, or he can just focus on what he's focusing on. What are you feeling?
I'm going to focus on what I'm focused on for 2 seconds.
Oh, he's going to focus on what he's going to focus on, guys. So, because Zach does not care about personal health. So keep that in mind. Don't be like Zach. Don't be a Zach. And instead, I'm just going to walk you guys through this. And so it'll help you get through your carpal tunnel. So what you're going to do is you're going to reach forward like this with 2 of your hands, both out. And you're going to go in and you're going to bring them in and go, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. And that helps. You have to have the noises. It's very important. I've been told several times. If you don't do it, then it doesn't work at all. So bring it in together. I have to get a little bit farther away. Bring it in together. Go, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Oh, Roscoe's interested. Next, you're going to bring it down like this. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Bring it in. Just hold it for a second. If it hurts at all, stop. It's. I'm not a medical professional by any means. And you're gonna want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Next, you're gonna flip it over like this, and you're going to bring it in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Hold it just for a minute, or for like a second, not a minute, honestly. And then finally, the one you're gonna want to bring it towards yourself, and you're gonna bring it in. Ooh, ah, ah. Ooh, I can see Zach has paused from his busy work schedule, to also join us in the monkey paws. So you want to shake it up a little bit, move it around. Move your neck a bit, stretch your legs, grab some water. Oh, Zach's hurting himself. Annika also mentioned your crazy background, and that's just what Zach has in his house. That's just his studio he has in his house.
This is just, I'm living large, and I can afford all these monitors.
Real quick, we're just going to do 4 more, just again, real quick. Roscoe's ears are right here because he decided to join the stream. And so we're going to go bring it in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ah.
Yeah. Bring it down. Ooh, ah, ah. Bring it back. This is actually kind of funny because when I got Roscoe was after I streamed with you for Offset. That was the day that I got him.
Oh my God.
I should have just called him Offset.
He's such a cute cat.
He's about to attack the
Plant.
tree behind me again.
Yeah,
and bring it in,
stalking it.
And there we go, and shake it on up. So now you guys will probably see he will maybe tackle that. Oh no!
It's best when you don't see him and the tree just starts shaking. Though.
It just shakes like that. I keep joking that it's like Jurassic Park and a raptor is just going to pop out at any moment. Cool. All right. So you have that built up. I guess we should probably take a little bit of a break.
Well, let's talk about proxies real quick. And
we can talk about proxies.
I can start creating them.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Okay, cool. So what are proxies?
Okay. So different programs have like native codecs and formats to make things go smoother. Adobe doesn't really have that. Adobe, you can bring in anything and it'll link right to it and play automatically.
Okay.
Which is great if you're kind of like in a time crunch, like I need this cut today and now. But the bigger the project, the more clunky that's going to get. And so Adobe's solution to that is to create proxies, which are smaller versions of the file that, you know, are more manipulatable. And also it's always nice to kind of convert all of your media into the same thing. So this program's not hopping from one format to the other.
And why is that?
Because it's just more work for the program, right? It's just, you're just asking it to do more.
And a common misconception with proxies is that they're always going to be a smaller file size. And you're like, oh, because a smaller file size will run smoother. But that's not actually always the case. Sometimes it's changing the codec, it's adding more frames so that it doesn't have to decompress it. And instead, since it's a larger file, it'll still run smoother because your computer doesn't have to work as hard to read the file that's already compressed.
Yeah. The whole thing is just trying to do it in a way that makes it so the system is working less, right? So what I'm going to do is, am I on my screen here? Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to select everything that I want to create a proxy of, which is not the photos, just the video. I'm going to go to literally proxy, create proxies. Now, if I already had proxies made, and it happens, sometimes they disconnect or you're opening a new project, but you have old proxies, you can just attach the proxies, but I don't have them made. So I recommend creating your own proxy setting. This is mine.
And what do you have with your settings? You just set it to what frame rate you want to have, what resolution, canvas size, and everything?
Exactly. Frame rate, codec, resolution, and then features like, do you want a proxy watermark on it? Do you want to yeah, you could put different images on it, or
do you normally put a watermark on your proxies?
I like to have a watermark on my proxies so I know when I'm using them and when I'm not. If the resolution isn't that big of a difference, I don't. Even though this says watermark, I haven't checked it, so it might not be my watermark proxy, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, I'm just talking in your day to day of like what you find successful.
I like to have, I'll have anything from like the word proxy to like the logo of the company that I'm working with to a big old X. Not right now. Okay. So this is Adobe Media Encoder. I don't know if we've talked about Adobe Media Encoder, but it's such an amazing program. Not only to create proxies, but to convert like almost any type of footage or image or audio file to whatever you're looking for. And it's come in handy and saved my life like so many times. Especially if you're moving from Mac to Windows or back and forth between the two, this can be such a useful tool. Sometimes I'll just bring things, even if I'm not working in Premiere, but I need something to be converted, I'll still pass it through Media Encoder because it's the program that I'm most familiar with. So it's loading in these proxies right now. And I can actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the process as it's loading it in. And that's going to be going on in the background while we're doing other things. And another amazing part about this whole Adobe system with Premiere and Encoder is I can work now. Like I don't have to wait for those proxies to be made. And the proxies that are made will switch on their own. It's indicated by this button, the toggle proxy button. So you wouldn't necessarily see it on the records on the source screen, but you will see it on the record screen. So if
you guys don't have that button for the toggle proxies, you can just go and you can right click and go into editing your toolbar. Yeah.
Also you can add it with this little plus guy.
Oh, perfect. And that'll bring it together. You can just have full customization also over your UI in general. So that's good.
So yeah, I don't know if there's a proxy for this dude yet, but when it's made, I'll just click between them and it'll pass forth. But we'll see that in a second. But yeah, it's a great little thing. It doesn't stop me from working, and I love it. All right, let's retitle this Sean for me.
Great. All right. And so I know you said that we could also work while you're creating proxies, but I think it also might be a great time to also hop over and go through some of your own work. And then we could also kind of talk about both proxies. Then we could also talk about that 180 rule as we were talking. Would that work for you?
No, let's sorry. Just because I have that work in a different project actually.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, I can show you some stuff. Let's go.
It's whatever works for you. I don't want to.
I was going to say we could go to we could talk about the Daniels or something like that, but actually we can. Let me see what I've got here. I don't have the 180-degree rule note here. Yeah, that's not in this project. So it's
on one of the computers behind you.
Yeah, it's on one of the computers behind me. Let's do that later. Do you want to talk about the artist that we're going to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Let's do some art talk. All right. So the thing that we're going to be talking about today is actually something that I've been meaning to watch for a very long time.
I've been begging you to watch.
I've been begging. A lot of people have been begging for me to watch it. And I had been wanting to see it. I just hadn't made myself to the movie theater. But basically, it's still out in some movie theaters. It was hard to see at first, but then I think because of its success, it's actually just blowing up and everyone's watching it. But we can actually, I'll go ahead and I'll pull up the trailer for it, and we can just watch the trailer real quick, and then we can kind of talk about some of the really cool things that are happening in it. But if you guys have not heard, it's called. I was gonna have to unshare my screen to make sure I have audio on here. But it's called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was made by not a huge team, which is really inspiring about it. Yeah, we'll watch the trailer real quick, and then we can talk about it in just a minute. So here we go. Mute you, mute this, mute.
Mrs. Wang. Mrs. Wang.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us?
I am paying attention.
Now, you may only see a pile of receipts, but I see a story. I can see where this story is going. It does not look good.
What's happening?
Evelyn, I'm not your husband. I'm another version of him from another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Very busy today. No time to help you.
Across the multiverse, I've seen thousands of Evelyns. You can access all their memories, their emotions, even their skills. There's a great evil spreading throughout the many verses. And you may be your only chance of stopping it.
Don't make me fight you. I am really good.
I don't believe you.
Wow, that was really good.
Time is waiting in the wings.
The universe
He speaks of senseless things.
is so much bigger
Written you and me.
than you realize.
Of all the places I could be,
just want to be here with you. Remember, our mission concerning the fate of every single world of our infinite multiverse.
There is no way I am the Evelyn you are looking for.
Every rejection, every disappointment has led you here. To this moment. Don't let anything distract you from it.
Goosebumps, man. I watched it last night. Honestly, goosebumps.
I've seen it twice in theaters. It's
Oh, did you? We set up the projector and I
That's cool.
bought it off of Apple. So I mean, it wasn't the same as a movie theater, but it was at least closer than watching it on a small screen.
getting to watch that movie with a huge crowd. It's like, you know, you watch like these Avengers movies or these big like blockbuster movies where everyone goes to and it's great, you know, and they're all like, they all respond over like the fan service moments and things like that. Like, oh, I get that joke from that other thing.
Yeah.
This was a movie that wasn't referencing anything. It was just
Ratatouille.
okay. Yeah,
Ratatouille
sure.
is in there.
Yeah. But the moments of where the audience would make a big or laugh or gasp, they were because of what was given to us in that moment, and that was such an exceptional experience to get to be a part of. I think it's just the best movie in the past 5 years, hands down. Like I love it.
It was remarkable, and also another big thing about it is that it was edited by I think 8 people.
Yeah, the VFX team.
VFX was extremely tiny. When you look at these huge like warehouses for Marvel, and you're like, oh, this would take so much. The amount of effects, the amount of footage that they must have gone through and captured. I would be fascinated to just hear how many different locations they shot on. How much footage they had, and for something that exists on screen for no exaggeration, less than 2 seconds, and you're like, whoa, like the match cuts that they use, the continuity that they have that you are able to follow. Naturally, you need to watch the movie from the very beginning. If you just hop into the middle of the movie, I don't know if you would be able to successfully follow it, because they kind of build on language that then has to reference itself. It's
like Bach or Beethoven, like it's a symphony. It's just like where you're at the beginning of the song or the piece, and you're getting all the little tools in the building blocks, and then it comes back in later, and it's just, yeah, it's an incredible work of art. I mean, and these people, the Daniels, are 2 of that 9 team. The directors are 2 of that 9-person editing and VFX team. That's the whole reason why this was a project that was also done in Premiere and After Effects. And the reason why they chose this program to do it in, is because that's the program they knew, and they didn't want to hand it off to a big VFX team and then not be able to. They wanted to send me the project back. I want to tweak some things, and they wanted to be able to have that ability. So they kind of went against the grain and went against all the advice that they were given, and
it paid off. It paid off so well.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't know this actually until last night. We were doing the pre-interview and we were talking about stuff. But Zach was actually the one that informed me that they were actually the ones that were also behind the hit music video for Turn Down for What. I'm not going to share the audio because we don't have the rights for it. And then also I'm going to cut it off because there is a little bit of crude PG-13 R-rated moments in here. But just by watching that movie and then immediately watching this after, it was really fascinating to kind of see a style that they have developed and stuck to, even though this was filmed, I think, 11 years ago or something, which one pin in that's really wild for the idea that this came out so long ago. But the absurdity that they have, the effects that they use, all things that, you could technically do in your house, is really incredible. Obviously there's some absurdity to this. I'm going to try to cut it before it gets too inappropriate, but they fly through different floors. The music is absurd as it is. They have a face melting off, lots of dancing, some pelvic thrusts, which hopefully
I mean,
isn't a
it's
problem.
all like led from the like it's like the whole piece is being led from your pelvis, so it's just but
the
yeah,
slow motion shots, all things that you could easily do straight
and
within After Effects.
something that I love about the Daniels, and this is from the beginning of their work to now, is they love practical effects. They lead with practical effects. Where your eye goes is the center of the frame. That's usually a very real thing. They rarely have the centerpiece be the visual effects. They use the visual effects as a way of enhancing whatever practical thing that they chose to do. And they're very specific about it. Like going back to Everything Everywhere All at Once, they could have made a computer generated raccoon.
Yeah.
They could have done that, but they decided to do this stupid, horrible looking puppet, which is so great and fantastic.
It reads off so well.
It's so good. And just simply allowing like the visual effects to be outside of that and the peripherals, or even that shot where you see through the hands, right? And then it's like through the hands, they clearly like masked something out. You're like pushing through it or whatever.
I want to go ahead. I'm going to try to pull this up. There's an annoying thing telling me to subscribe to Vulture, but here we go. I got it to work. But yeah, no, they have this strange puppet on top of this man's head.
Great actor too, that guy.
Great act. Oh, the acting is incredible. I mean, for me, the real standout actor in that movie was Stephanie Hsu. Or I don't know if it's Sue. She's the daughter of the main character. There are so many lines that could have easily been thrown away or wouldn't have read as funny. And her delivery and the editing and how it's paced is just, I was cackling. The entire movie, even in serious moments, they found a way to really edit it in a way that like, it's just so funny. Even if it is like, I took away so much out of that movie, and there are things that I learned about like my life. I know that's ridiculous, but like I took much out of that movie. But I laughed my whole way through it.
I mean, something that this is a discussion that you and I actually on a personal level have had almost our entire friendship or working careers, is this concept of pacing in a film or a piece, and how like I remember me and you both kind of got upset about Bohemian Rhapsody winning Best Editing. And you showed me this video of like how it's essentially the editing in Bohemian Rhapsody is just 4/4 time of like an Instagram video of going tap 2 3 4, tap 2 3 4, or tap 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 tap. Like that's the whole piece, and it's like there's no pace. Like that's not experimenting with pace. Whereas you compare that to Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's like bah, 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 and then beautiful long breath shot, of just like two rocks in the middle of a field, and here we
go. Here's the video from Bohemian Rhapsody where they count the amount of cuts that happen. This is a scene. This is not edited down. This is not any sort of change to this scene at all. Just counting the amount of times that it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom.
We're just never going to give the audience a break. We're just going to go boom, 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 boom. Boom.
Which Everything All at Once does, but they do it in a way that it feels intentional and it feels like very thought out, and it adds to the plot and the craziness of the plot. This is just them talking at a table,
right?
Like there's no reason
they're just trying to make this scene more exciting, even though it's just boring people talking.
We're 40 seconds in and we're at 30 cuts. Yeah. Like that is, and this won Best Editing, which is nuts. Yeah.
It's just the thing with Everything Everywhere All at Once. The other thing is because you're in different universes and different the way that they cut and the pacing, along with every other aesthetic thing they can control, is different between those two, between the many multiverse universes that we pop into with Everything Everywhere All at Once. They change the how the frame rate is. They change
aspect ratio.
They change the cut. They change, the effect, the color. Like,
digital film, like if they're in the past, if they're like really far in the past, to remind you that they're so far in the past, they will actually use like cameras from, like 40, 50 years ago, or at least an effect that makes it look that way. I was fooled enough that I'm like, this looks like the real thing.
I love that effect. That's one of my favorite techniques. That's like Winning Time does that too, you know,
Yeah.
where that's a show where it takes place in the past. And even though some of the shots will be done with like modern cameras, one angle will always be done with a camera from that time period. And it's just like a cool way to just kind of, it's a roughness. And even though it takes you out of it for a second, it also kind of brings you more into that world at the same time, which is really clever.
And it's the subtle ways that, like, without language, without them calling it out entirely, even like putting things on the screen, it just visually tells you. Even if, like, we were talking about this actually in the last episode of Offset, we were talking about posters and the understanding of design. It's like, take what you have, put it in another language that you are not bilingual in. I'm not bilingual, I only know English, but if you are bilingual, put it in another language that you don't understand and see if you can still get the same thing across. And Everything Everywhere All at Once is really good, where they rely on subtitles for when they're talking in Mandarin or Cantonese, but so much of the movie can just be understood from a visual aspect, and I just wish that was present in so many more movies. And they just it's just, if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. It's fantastic. I was really blown away from it. But yeah. So
Yeah,
Daniels, check them out.
Check them out.
I don't know if they're working on anything else right now. I mean, I know it just came out. But
this took this was a huge labor of love. It took years. It was in the middle of the pandemic, which also, okay, I want to talk about eyeline actually real quick with this film. Okay. There's a scene where, are we allowed to spoil this? I don't know.
I'll put up a banner on the bottom, which I will say, Everything Everywhere All at Once spoilers. We're gonna move this real quick. I will take this off, so if you guys want to mute it if you have not seen it and you don't want to have it spoiled, I'm going to keep this up as we're talking about it. And then oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to edit this, scroll across the bottom. Here we go. Look at that. So this is going to stay up while we talk about spoilers. But okay, so I spelled everywhere wrong. Let me hide that. Let me fix that. One more second. Save that. Show. There we go. All right. Here we go. So now we are on the spoilers things. Okay, so I will take this down right when we're done. We're going to keep it short because Wade said please don't. So we're going to keep this real quick. But go on.
Really short. This is a kind of go back to the eyeline thing that we talked about and the impressiveness of these two directors. So they were known for, before they became directors, as the guys who could take your crap that you made and turn it into something gold. Like that's, so this was the first time or not the first time, but this is the second or third time where they've gotten the chance to be in control of the stuff going in. And their philosophy was, we're going to get everything and we're going to shoot everything, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that doesn't make it. Like they are okay with getting too much coverage and too much yada yada. But in the middle of production, COVID hits, and the actors, they don't live in the same place. And there's this scene between the husband and the wife. It's the emotional peak of the entire film, where they get a divorce, where the husband they're in a truck and the husband, they're confronting the fact that he wants to get a divorce because he doesn't feel loved. And that scene was shot on two parts of the world.
Was it really?
Yes. She was in London. He was in California, and or something along those lines. And she was in one studio in a truck and he was in another, and they shot they matched their eye lines, and they were being directed on Zoom by the directors. Oh. And
so nuts.
I was so shocked when I heard that. I went back and watched the film, and that scene is seamless. Like you could never tell. The body doubles are so good. The eyeline is so good and the acting is so good. There's no way these two performers are not communicating this emotional scene right next to each other. And like, obviously that's not something that you want to set out to do. Like, I guess we could just shoot this thing remotely. Like it was a thing that they were forced into. But these are the kind of guys, and it's kind of where I'm at a lot, because I've had to be in the position where it's like I've had no production value and nothing, and I still have to make it work. That when I'm on these bigger jobs with a ton of production value and people are panicking and they're freaking out, and I'm able to be calm and I'll be like, we'll figure it out. Like, there's going to be something here to make this work. That's how by kind of passing through the fire, that's how they've developed too. And when they hit us something like that, they go, there's a solution. There's a solution here. There's enough footage.
Direct over Zoom.
Yeah. And have confidence in your ability to make it work.
Cool. I'm going to take on the spoilers thing because Wade is our mod and I don't want to upset him. All right, Wade, welcome back. We won't talk about it anymore.
Go see it, though. Go see it.
We've got about 45 minutes left anyway.
Yes, let's cut back to the...
Either see it in the movie theaters or rent it and watch it on a giant TV because you want to see every single inch of that. It's doing a disservice if it's on a tiny screen. I think you can still get a lot out of it, but it's... God, it's such a great movie. A great movie. And I'm really excited to see what's next for these. There's a bunch of YouTube videos that I've had to my save to watch later because I didn't want to spoil it. But talking about how it's like a team of 8 and how they edit it. So I will probably put that on my Discord and Twitter and stuff as I'm talking about it. Really excited.
Also, Daniels directed one of Ryan's other favorite films, Swiss Army.
It's such a gross movie. I have respect for them. I love it. I have not watched the movie all the way through because I've seen clips of it. I'm like, I can't do it. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's on brand for them because they play with anatomy of the male form.
They love fart
in
jokes.
all of their stuff.
Yeah.
Including Everywhere, Everything, All at Once.
Yes. Even though it's a female protagonist and Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, they're clearly more comfortable with like using the male form in disgusting ways and that.
But also, I love the fact that also that movie was Asian led and protagonists the entire time, and they have Mandarin and Cantonese and diversity, and it's like
it was very one of the directors.
So
it was like a direct representation. Like I think his family one of his family members owned a laundromat, the other owned a restaurant, and it was this idea of like going into that first generation American business and it being like all the stuff everywhere, like that's like very indicative of that
of his experience,
culture and that experience. And I've heard a lot of Asian Americans talk about it and just be like, wow, I've never felt so seen in a film before.
And what a movie to feel seen in too, because there's so much craziness in it.
It's so much, to be able to capture the immigrant experience within that film, within Everything Everywhere All at Once is an incredible feat, because it's about something so small yet so broad, and that's the beauty of the film.
And being able to make that into a really interesting story too, even on top of what's already interesting about it,
Yeah.
So cool.
All right,
we're at it. So
our
all
proxies are
ready?
made. Our
That's
proxies
great.
are ready. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to the thumbnail viewer so we can see all of our good footage easy.
Mm-hmm.
What's our first shot? Why don't you just direct me and walk me through and we can.
All right, I got to pull it back up. So we got the Nathan for you. I know that the very first one I think is him talking to a business owner over the shoulder, which we found a pretty good one for.
I like this one's pretty good. Oh, this one is the
one.
one.
Remember we got the one with the same guy, right?
Yes.
So I think we'll probably start with that one.
So what I'm doing here is I'm scrubbing through the movement. I'm finding I don't want the camera to switch directions in the middle. And
what key commands are you using?
So that's the other thing. All my hotkeys are me personal. They're not going to help anybody. My advice,
but they might help for you as you have changed them. How have they benefited you?
Well, I got for this one, and it changes between programs, which I have to get used to. I also have my mouse, which isn't right now set up for my Adobe editing, but it also has some extra buttons on it and stuff that allow me to like create in and out points, or you can program all these with different programs. And it's
also good that it's vertical, so it doesn't give you carpal tunnel.
Yeah, this is good for my carpal tunnel. I'm an old man. And then Ryan gave me this guy. Which
do you still use that?
I use this as an AE a lot.
Really? That makes
scrubbing through B-roll. This has become an amazing little tool. Just being able to have hotkeys like kind of at hand is really nice. But what I'm doing here is I'm kind of finding one movement here. I like the way that looks. Oh yeah, I was gonna say with hotkeys and things like that, just get into it. Like open up your project. No, what is it? It's in it's been too long. Open up your keyboard shortcuts and program these. Like make them however you want to edit. Like get in there, You know, every time you function new, make different ones for different parts of your your editing process, your ingest and your export and your B-roll hunting down, and then it's gonna save you so much time. You're gonna be or use this for your multicam setup. 1, 2,
Right.
3, pop between cameras.
And it'll sync with the cloud too. So as long as you're logged into your account on another computer, if you re-download Premiere somewhere else, like those keyboard shortcuts will be synced through.
I didn't know that. Cloud. I mean, you can always also save them too and bring them into other programs, which is really, really, really great. But yeah, I mean, it took me, I don't think I started programming my own keyboard shortcuts until like 6 years into my career. And then I was like, why did I avoid this for so long?
Right.
Same with like making all this like busy work and like making proxies and making your own shortcuts and doing all that stuff. Don't hold off on it. I know it's daunting, but just get into it and it's going to speed you up so much. So I'm bringing in that clip. I'm not going to time it yet, but this is all one movement. So whatever we do use is going to be good. What's the next shot?
The next shot we have is going to be a shot of walking towards the camera. Oh, yeah. We've got several cuts with it, but it starts off with a blur, which I'm sure we can do with like a Gaussian blur once we get into the editing. And then 2 quick cuts into closer. So it's 3 cuts total.
So we don't have anything with our hero walking directly towards the camera, but we do have this. And I think that'll.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we can kind of cut it out too. Oh, with it over the shoulder, this man.
He is so good.
I hope he's watching. I hope one day
I hope he is on the stream right now. I hope this is Sean. No. All right, that's good. We're just to make sure that we don't miss anything with him. This one could work too.
I didn't see that clip earlier. This little dance.
Should we do the dance? Should we make it our own?
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, so he's flipped, so we're gonna have to flip him, right?
We are gonna have to flip him, yeah.
Otherwise, it'll be confusing for our viewers.
You're right. We want to move from left to right, so let's flip him. We're gonna go into our effects. We're gonna look for. I can type in flip or horizontal flip. Bring it up, pop it in. And he's on
we
the
don't have
other
any
side.
text in the background or anything that'll be obvious.
I mean, we have the Adobe stock, but who cares? I mean,
yeah,
that would go away anyways when we replace it. So yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. All right, great. What's next?
So that one blurs in and then cuts in. I don't know if you want to just populate the first before we hop into that. I don't know how you normally work or not.
It cuts in. Can I see that? Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. I'll share it right here. So he's walking towards the camera, and it is a blur that then reveals and then cuts in. So it's like a total of 3 shots for dramatic effect.
Yeah, we could cut into him. It's a little different because he's not walking towards the camera, but
we can still get the same feel of it. Of anything that's a cut zoom in is going to be helpful.
Yeah. All right. So
same feel.
We'll do that. Again, one of the beauties about Premiere is it's like you don't have to go into After Effects to do a lot of stuff. You can just do it right in the program. And look at that. We've cut in.
Beautiful.
There it is. And we could always move this cut around, Yeah. It's going to be the same shot. So, but that's how we have for now. Okay, what's next?
Then we have the graduation shot next that we kind of have on black that they zoom in to the side.
Right.
And then
this is going to be
human blur.
This guy in graduation he's changed a little bit.
It was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Oh no, it's not the right size. What do? We're just going to scale it up.
But we can also keyframe it in from the side too, because it kind of like brings in kind of keyframing it on that black. So you'd want to make like a black matte, right?
Show me the shot.
So the way that it works right now is, so we have the introduction after we do our cuts, and then kind of it's actually a dolly or a pivot on a camera. But I feel like with motion blur and maybe on top of black, I feel like we can probably still achieve that from right to left vibe.
Yeah.
Wait, is there a Canadian Leafs?
So
in there?
I'm
look at that. Did you see that?
I'm not making a matte. I'm just making a mask in Premiere. It functions differently than After Effects. So what you
like a color matte, I meant. Like not like a matte as in whatever. So you would go to like file new color matte.
Oh, just to put underneath it?
Yeah, that way it has something to kind of exist underneath.
Sure.
Which
But
I think
it's
you don't
just-
necessarily need because the alpha's going to be black anyway. But
I mean, you can also just do black video too.
Or black video as well. Yeah.
So that's that, just in case we want to control that a little bit more. Yeah, so there's our little matte. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but who cares?
But it's fine. Neither is it in the shot either.
No. And then we could even mess with the rotation a bit to make it look
beautiful.
More. And then if we can mess with the scale to give it that appearance of
of like skewing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
So now it's like at an angle, just like it is on the thing. And obviously you have a lot more freedom in After Effects. One of the beautiful parts about what's happening? Oh, I'm on the black video. That's why I'm like
the amount of times that I've been on stream and I've been like, I don't know what's going on. Why is this not happening? And then I realized that I'm just like clicked into the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Man, a nickel. I should start like tipping to charity every time I do that. Save me a lot of money on my taxes. You donated how much? Like I had to.
And then one of the cool things that I'd love to talk about, I don't want to get into because it would take too much time, but I'm fiddling with all this stuff in Premiere. If I wanted to do something fancier with it, I can always right click on it and replace clip. No, wait, no. What am I doing? It's been a while since I've done this.
Replace with After Effects composition.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's not letting me do that, but. Huh.
I wonder why.
I wonder why too. It's above my pay grade to go into that right now, but yeah, that's a great feature. Oh, it might just be because I don't have After Effects 2022 installed. That's probably.
Oh, that makes sense. Then.
Okay, so there we go. Do we want to do it? Does it have like a movement with it? Do we want
Yeah,
to do that?
so it moves in from the side, and then from the side, it does a zoom in like a. They added a Canadian flag for whatever reason, but it's only for a split of a second. But then it goes from like a blur into realize as if they had cut and then refocused. So right, left, blur, and then kind of reveals that.
I want us to move, not the thing, which is again more of an After Effects type dealio.
Yeah, when you actually like build a fake.
Yeah, so I would normally bring this into After Effects and do that. We can't really do that here, so let's just what do we want to do?
You could just do two different keyframes of like it off camera position and then bring it on the center.
What do you mean?
So it would go to position, you would put a keyframe there.
Okay.
Up in here. And then you want to move a little bit earlier.
Uh-huh.
And then you want to change the position of the where it is. I think you should have an X and Y and blue numbers right there.
Uh-huh.
And if you just drag that off to the side.
Oh, so you're saying we do move the photo.
Yeah, so I mean, just like if we wanted to do it anyways.
That's fine.
You know, then you also could like add ease to that second keyframe.
Yeah, so that is just right-clicking here and temporal ease in, and now we are kind of
it's something.
into
It doesn't
that.
look quite the same as what it would be, but
no,
better than nothing.
And if we had more time, I obviously would do that. And then let's do like they got like a fun dissolve. Morph cuts are always fun. Let's see. These aren't going to be like too great. Cube spin. What's that? How will that look? doesn't work. Whatever. We'll just do that for now. That comes in.
That's
and
great.
then what do we want? Like a transparent thing over it? Is that the idea? Or
I would probably just if it were me, I'd probably oh wait, so you did get something. You got like an American flag there.
I mean, this was from something else, but yeah, if we just
That could work. Yeah, I mean that could definitely work. We're not Canadian on this stream.
Yeah, we don't support
Nathan.
that.
We are Sean.
All right, so and then I'm just gonna bring the opacity down here. And that's just like what happens at the end real quick.
It happens on the in-between because they cut it and they zoom in with a blur. And it was real quick. I didn't even catch it honestly until we were kind of breaking it down. So he must say something in the voiceover towards that's in regard of it. Jennifer says, America for me rather than Canada for you. Sean for me. Oh, I also could probably put on some jams. Let's do. Do you want to do? Okay, which one are you feeling? We have dance pop, daydreaming, feeding the ducks, into space, lo-fi, night driving, or rock.
All right, this stuff is going to be timed when we put the music in, but this is like the general.
I'm gonna do some dance pop, or maybe I'm not. It's a little much. Bring it down a little bit.
That works. All right, cool. All right, what's next?
Next up, we have the report card.
Ah, yes, the report card.
And the way they do that is they do a depth blur, which we would probably need to do in After Effects. So I feel like if we just kind of have a reveal, I feel like that's fine.
Can I see?
Yeah,
Can
sure.
Can you show me?
It's just I know there are plugins and stuff that let you add this to footage that it doesn't exist in. But you see how it goes from left to right or what have you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for this, what I would do is a Gaussian blur. Bring it up, and then it lets you mask in here. I'm going to feather it a lot, and then we're just gonna, I think I'm just gonna like pass it across actually.
Oh, that would all, yeah, that also, yeah, that's smart. That's a smart solution for it. For tilt shift, says Rick.
Yeah. So we can change the timing of that when we have the music in, but it's kind of like that effect, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
Let's go. Let's move on.
Then we have our hero shot with a surrounding of him as he kind of looks down at the camera.
Perfect.
And then we also have a weird background of him, and then we cut to a handshake.
So we've got a couple of options for hero shots. We can either do this guy. We don't really move around him in this one, though we can add in a push or something.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't move around him in any of these. So
I think this all has the same vibe, though.
Which one? The one that I was just
I think
on?
both of them. I think both of them. I think you can't go wrong with.
This one at least is the right angle. So let's just do this. And then we're going to just do again, the beauty about After Effects is you can put things in 3D mode and you can. Okay, and then it's all organized now. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah. And then in the middle of this pile, they kind of crop into a close-up. They do a fun dissolve there, but also they do some titles.
And we're back. All right, cool. So we made it through. Don't know what happened. Stream looks healthy. But yeah, I don't know what happened. Zach, what did you do?
I
Who
don't know.
did you upset?
No, I upset someone. I mean, it was probably the communism talk, I imagine.
The Stalin joke.
Yeah, that really messed things up.
They're like, put him in timeout.
Okay, here's our before. I kind of want to mess with this guy a little bit. Just want to be able to see it a little bit more, so I am going to add a drop shadow here. All right, cool. And then let's make an after.
And you're just using the new text title tool.
I haven't used it yet. This is literally my first time using it.
I got into it a few weeks ago. I was doing a Premiere DCC, and I learned a little bit more about it, and it was amazing because I normally just, if I have any titles, for the longest I would be like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm off to After Effects, and
Right.
It's really cool because it actually holds its own weight, and it's actually pretty good. You can do a lot of stuff that you used to have to go over to After Effects in order to do now. And then, yeah, it makes its own little source that you can then modify and manipulate just like any other footage, which is nice.
So I'm going to make, they have a blurriness transition here. So that's how we're going to do that.
Okay.
Here we go. And then once you got one that you like, you can just copy it and paste it over to a different one.
Easy.
Boom, done. All right. Before and
So
after.
for that before, though, we will need a large desaturation because that's super important.
Show me.
So they did a desaturated with the
Oh, okay. Oh, great. I love this. Let's talk about Lumetri Color.
Lumetri Color.
An amazing, an incredible feature with Premiere of basic color correcting, and when you're doing especially work for businesses or small businesses or real estate or whatever, it's huge. So I always like to use these two scopes. This one is more for human skin. This is my does it fall on the human skin line of color, and that's a whole other rigmarole I don't want to get into.
Yeah.
But basic color correction is this. I'm going to this top line is my whites and this bottom line is my blacks. And what I want usually is them, and it's because these are stock photos, they're probably are going to be like this. But if you get something that's wonky and you want to fix it, it's nice to make sure that your whites up the top, your blacks touch the bottom, and then you can kind of fiddle from there.
But you don't want it to be too heavy on the upper or lower because then you lose information, right? Because it just clips it out and kind of.
Yes, you want them you just want them just touching the tops.
Yeah.
This line right here, and you want the blacks just touching the bottoms. You don't want it to go over that.
Right.
And then you can fiddle from there to kind of get where you want to go. But we're going to desaturate this. So then when we pop into after, but
So
I did the wrong thing. I'm realizing I did the wrong thing. This is the before. And this is the after.
No, I thought you were right there. Weren't you?
No. This is
because
before.
you have the because you have the messiness of it.
After, and then it pops in the after.
Beautiful.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
About 10 minutes left.
No. We never do this. We got to start with this next time.
We did start. We did. It just takes time. I think it's pretty good though. I think all we need to do now is the bowling alley.
Okay.
Followed with the thumbs up and the end.
Great.
So
Let's
the real title.
bowling alley time. I love this bowling alley shot.
It does make me want to go bowling. I know it's gross, but
I'd love to do this one time where you're working in After Effects while I'm doing this, and I could toss you the shot, and then you can throw in another
we should
sign
do that next
over
time.
it.
That'd be really cool.
Kind of enhance it. So we're just gonna enhance the color between these two shots,
Okay.
right? Isn't that the idea?
Yeah. Just be like, wow, before and after. And we can reuse those title scenes again, which is nice.
And then something that I like to do a lot of times is, especially if I have like a sky and like, especially with real estate videos, I just like up the blues as much as possible.
The most saturated blue sky day you've ever seen.
You've never seen a sky so blue. All right, cool. Oh, there's another shot of our dude in between those two things.
Is there? Oh, with him, but next to the guy.
Well, no, there's one with just him actually. But yes, I don't have one with shoes, but I do have like some basic stuff with just him.
I'm going off of here it is. Bread and buns. 2 bread and buns with a good thumbs up. Too funny.
We didn't use this one, right? We haven't used this one. Yeah, okay. So
No, we've used that one.
perfect. There we go. All right. All right, cool. There he is. Boom, boom. What's after the bread and buns?
Bread and buns. Then we just have the cityscape with our guy.
Thumbs up.
Oh,
thumbs up.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
All of our thumbs ups. We got so many thumbs up.
That's so important to you.
I like the pilot.
Yeah, it works. The pilot that owns the bowling alley.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an aviary themed bowling alley.
Exactly.
I'd go.
We don't have to think too deeply into it. And then it's just one more shot of Nathan. Is that the idea?
Yep. Then it switches into the title for.
There's another before after with Jim. Should we do something like that or no? Should we just cut to the end?
There should be only 2 before and afters. There should be the shoe one and the bread and bagel or whatever.
No, then there's one with like a guy in his name tag.
Oh, that might be a later season.
Oh, so I'm gonna do before. Nope, no smile. Before. And then after. And then we'll just okay.
All right, down to the wire. Can he do it? How fast can he edit? They're gonna foreclose the studio behind you.
Oh God.
He was great until he went on Adobe Live and he never finished it. He's too distracted by the host talking about his favorite movie that he just saw.
Oh my gosh. I gotta redo all my keyboard settings. There we go. Okay, cool. And then he's just smiling with the city behind him, but we already used that shot, didn't we? Oh no, Ryan. Oh no. I kind of want to use this one, but we used it. What do we do?
Do we have any other hero shots?
Oh, we have oh yeah. We got our hero. I like this. Let's. This could be him pondering at the beginning, and then. Oh. Okay. All right. We've got. All right. We've got our thing here. We got everything.
All right. Should we watch it through?
Yeah, let's watch it through. I'm just retiming some stuff. my God.
Beautiful. Looking off into the distance. What a handshake. Also, a neon sign for a shoe repair place is so aggressive. Like, that exists in real life.
Before and afters go on the bowling shot. I'm supposed to go on these guys too.
Yeah, they can definitely go on there. Good work. I think on the do they have it on the? Yeah, they have it on the bread and buns. Strange show, Nathan, for you. A strange show.
He's actually in Smash. I've cut him before.
Oh. I've cut him before.
I've cut him. It's always weird. You ever meet somebody that you've like cut?
Yeah.
Their
I'm
stuff.
like, I've seen your face a lot of times.
I know you, and you don't know me.
Watched from afar. All right. Where we at is where we're at.
All right.
We
All
have to
right.
close on out. You want to play it through real quick?
No music.
No music, but we're fine. So we're gonna get cut off in about 3 minutes.
Okay. I can make it. All right, cool. Here we go. You ready?
All right. Let's
Here
check
we
it
go.
on out. Our big premiere.
Shaking. That's too long. Should have cut it shorter. There we go. There's our hero.
And we're gonna cut in, right? Yeah, cut on into that dance. Got the graduation photo. Got that. A handshake. Our shoe repair business with our before and after with a messy shoes. After. Back to him walking around. We go to the bowling alley with the before and after.
Highlight.
The thumbs up.
I think this is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of this.
I mean, especially for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I mean, wow.
And the last thing, guys, always save your work.
Always save your work. Have you not done once yet?
I have it on automatic save every 5 minutes. But
that's a thumbs up moment right there.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Zach, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a pleasure, as always. I had fun talking film with you and also talking through some editing. Looking forward to having you on again in the future for our next takeover, as
I
always.
Hope this help people at
all. Thank you, Sean, for being our inspiration for this. And also thank you, Jennifer, for saying Nathan for you. A lot of people in the chat that were here throughout. Sorry for the interruption in the middle. Still don't know what happened there. But it was great having you guys, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the sadly last day for Offset. And we're going to be having 2 guests on, and I'm really excited for them. It's I got to make sure that it's whoever's first. I don't know who's first. I think Steven's first. Yes, Steven Ong is first and Katrina Romulo's second. So Steven's going to be at 9:30 PST and Katrina's going to be at 12. And I hope to see you guys there. Up next, we have one more show for Adobe Live for the day it goes off. It'll be 30 minutes for you. It's going to be a great time. But thank you so much to Zach again for coming on. And we learned a lot about editing programs, proxies, keyboard shortcuts, and the importance, whatnot. But thank you so much, Zach.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. Thank you again. It was great having you guys, and I really appreciate you being here. Stick around for the XD challenge. Thank you to Wade for moderating, and we'll see you all real soon. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
Go.